really focusing on some major themes which involve everyone. That's first of all the climate change, that we want to counteract on that with our decarbonization strategy, where we really focus on reduction of CO2 in the processes we have, but also develop products where we support the reduction of CO2 in buildings and infrastructure.
For climate change, we do not have any tool just to switch it off. So we do have to react now to come to really the results within the next 30 or 50 years. And climate change adaptation, combination with decarbonization and climate change activities, help to fulfill this kind of lifestyle and the possibility of living in our surrounding as we know it and as we love it. Sponge City is the concept to keep water in the system, and especially the Sponge City principle for the trees is to keep it for the plants within the cities to make the shadow to have this climate change adaptation effect.
Secondly, we're really focusing on the biodiversity. I think the area where we are now is a wonderful example of already an 1890 clay pit, which we converted at that time already into a wonderful recreational area. There's really an interesting area which we're doing all over the world. So biodiversity action planning is really something part of our strategy. And we not only will focus on the clay pits in our biodiversity, we'll also focus on creating biodiversity in smaller spots at our industrial sites and offices. Because we really think biodiversity should come close to the people. I think everyone is looking very much, is very deeply motivated to get biodiversity into their lives and also into their work. And then thirdly, I think the circularity is important. And circularity is part of the future solution. And we have two main themes of circularity. That's first of all the reuse of material. I think that's in the top of the pyramid. The good old roof tiles is already a wonderful example avant la lettre. I think the roof tiles are already reused currently. There are new business models created with using and reusing roof tiles. And we see the same for clay pavers. And one of the future developments is also to create facade products like click brick to really reuse the products. That's let's say the highest priority in circularity. And of course we're looking for reuse of plastics, where we're creating products which have multiple lives, like the pipes with the 3 lives. We are adding a lot of post-consumer waste into pipes, which can last for more than 100 years.
The city of Vienna has a lot of papers and concepts to deal with these problems we do have. And some I'm going to build right now, like the Sponge City, for trees in the new recreation areas in the surrounding, as well as the new developing housing areas in the Seestadt Aspen, for example. But as the main topic, you have to always to say what is necessary for climate change and what is climate change adaptation. On one hand, we do need more blue-green infrastructure within the city. On the other hand, we do need this decarbonization. And that's where we see some steps are made, but we have to be faster. Trees have the main part in combination with water.
Without water, there's no biodiversity. If you look here, the biodiversity started with the clay pit, and together with the city of Vienna, we were able to create this wonderful lake. And when you have water, plants start to grow, insects start to come, birds start to come, so you get a full biodiversity area in no time. So that's always the magic and the wonder which is happening once you have water. What I personally really like is the dragonfly. The dragonfly is one of my favorites because once you see a dragonfly, you know the area is clean, there's no pollution. And I always get very happy when I see a dragonfly.
Trees give us the opportunity to have living elements that give us shadow, and shadow is that what we need. It's probably we're gonna have 40 degrees Celsius within Austria or in the Netherlands or wherever, but 40 degrees in the shadow under a tree, that's really possible to live in. 40 degrees outside the shadow, it's impossible for a longer time.
Social responsibility to Wienerberger means that we need a full involvement and development of the potential of every individual, independent of where you come from, what is your background, what it's about. And I think At our headquarters, a great example is we have involvement of 30 nationalities alone in the headquarters.
Daniel Zimmermann.
Mark Van Loon.
Landscape architecture and Sponge City for trees.
Sustainability and innovation.
The nature and diversity.
Innovation for new sustainable products.
To keep what we have.
My wish for the next generation is that we have a CO2 neutral production and process.
To do and react on that what we know.
Sustainability means for me the future, shaping the future together.
Water permeable stones, for example.
I dream of a CO2 neutral house built of Wienerberger milled materials.
To react now.
We have to change the way we live and consume.